DMK's numbers are many numbers.
Yeah,
DMK.
true.
What is your comment on this?
See, we have been demanding that we should be heard and action should be taken against the BJP MP also who has given the pass. That's one thing we wanted, and we wanted the HM, Honorable HM, to come and give an explanation and to revoke the suspension of the already suspended.
So Gaurav Gogoi and Tamirachi Thangapandian of the DMK right now speaking there. Many of them already suspended. Barely at this point any opposition left, and all of them being suspended for storming the well of the House. Polami, as we get in all of these reactions, is this over, all of them storming the well of the House? Were they holding up placards? What exactly has led to this kind of an unprecedented number of MPs being suspended? Polami, can you hear me? All right, apologies. We've lost the connection with Polami Saha. She's going to be getting us more details, but a lot of reactions right now coming in also from the suspended opposition MPs who are saying that we're not being allowed to ask questions. We're paying the price because the government is not willing to be transparent on the investigation into the parliament security breach. The opposition isn't backing off from their demand. They want the Home Minister to speak in the House. They want the Prime Minister to speak in the House, saying don't speak to the media first, speak in Parliament over this security breach. Today, this morning, you had Speaker Om Birla issuing a detailed statement saying what steps have been taken with regards to the investigation, what's being done to enhance security, but he also beseeched the opposition not to play politics, and that's what once again led to uproar in the House, and many of these opposition MPs who now stand suspended stormed into the well of the House. They were holding up placards, and that's what the Speaker's taken offence to. He made it very clear that it's unparliamentary and simply unacceptable to hold up placards in the House, and despite that, it was done, which is what has led to these suspensions. One of them is also the leader of the Congress party in Lok Sabha, Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury. Let's play out for you his reaction after being suspended.
सुबह से और कई दिनों से हमारा मांग बड़ा सीधे मांग कि एक तो ये कि हमारे जितने एमपीस को निलंबित किए गए उनको बहाली हो, और सदन में आकर हमारे गृह मंत्री एक बयान दे। जो बयान सदन की बाहर रोजाना देते हैं, टीवी की सामने बैठ के सारे देशवासियों की सुनाते हैं, उसमें से कुछ।
I want to bring in now Karthi Chidambaram, Congress MP, who's joining us on this broadcast. Karthi, unprecedented. 47 opposition MPs now stand suspended from both houses. But the government is saying that you're not allowing the House to function, that you're storming into the well of the House holding placards, which is unparliamentary behavior.
I'm in Chennai. I'm only coming to Delhi now. In fact, I'm on my way to the airport. So I guess I missed the suspension because I wasn't there in the House. But the government attitude and adamant attitude is what is leading to this. See, all we want is the Home Minister to make a categorical statement on the floor of the House in the presence of the Prime Minister about what happened on the 13th of December. It was a criminal trespass, a very flagrant act, and it actually took the foundations of our entire security apparatus. So all we want is a categorical statement from the Home Minister in the presence of the Prime Minister. If they just do that, instead of giving press releases from outside and addressing the media, this impasse will sort out by itself.
Is there a different way, however, of demanding this? Because one, the House is being held at ransom. There's no business, no proceedings that are going forward, Karthi. Secondly, it's leading to only suspensions, which means that this is more of a setback to the opposition than anything else.
The government has a brute majority, so it thinks it can get away with anything. All we want is a categorical statement from the Home Minister in the presence of the Prime Minister. And we've been demanding that, we've been asking that. And only when our demands and requests have not been heeded, are we protesting. We didn't protest in the first instance itself. All we wanted is a categorical statement from the Home Minister in the presence of the Prime Minister. And our stand still remains the same.
If, however, that holding up placards inside the well of the House, storming the well of the House, in a sense, as the Speaker says, garrowing him, is the way to do it?
You're really missing the point. There were two intruders who came in bypassing 4 layers of security into the floor of the House. This is unprecedented. You don't want to focus on that, and now you want to focus on our methods of protest because our genuine demands are not being met. Our genuine requests are not being met. I mean, I think you're really missing the elephant in the room.
No, I understand. I understand what the opposition's point is here. I have no doubt about that you are raising that the government must release a statement, that the Home Minister must speak in Parliament. But my question, Karthi, is whether these kind of protests are now becoming counterproductive because it's only leading to unprecedented suspension of the opposition MPs who can no longer attend the remainder of the session.
Let the people of India know why we are protesting. Let them know why we are protesting. Let them know why we are protesting. I'm glad you understand our point of view. I wish the Speaker and the government also understand our point of view. Thank you.
All right. Karthi Chidambaram, thank you very much for joining us here on India Today. So Karthi Chidambaram of the Congress saying that this is the opposition fighting their fight, fighting for the government to release a statement, and many of the opposition MPs, many of whom have been suspended, are saying we have no right anymore to ask questions in Parliament. And if we do, we are being suspended in this manner. On the left of your screens are the images of how suspended MPs continue their protest in Parliament. You've got Derek O'Brien, who's been suspended from the Rajya Sabha, holding a silent protest. Several others who are sitting on the stairs of the Parliament holding up placards, demanding immediately that this suspension be revoked or that the Home Minister speak in Parliament. Paulami Shah is joining us with more details on this. Paulami, the India alliance at this point is remaining united, at least in Parliament, on this issue. They've all come together, which is why you're seeing Congress, TMC, Left, DMK, all of their MPs now being suspended. But is there going to be an attempt by the Speaker to kind of also reach out to the opposition? 5 days left in this session. Are we going to see any sort of breakthrough really in talks between the opposition and government on this?
Well, it remains to be seen because, like I said, leaders have been approaching, small leaders have been approaching the Rajya Sabha Chairman's office as well as the Speaker's office to revoke these suspensions. But while, of course, they were approaching the Speaker's office, for instance, in the Lok Sabha to revoke the suspension of the 13 members of Parliament from the Lok Sabha earlier, now you have another situation where more members of that Parliament have been suspended for the remainder part of the session. So it's become quite an unprecedented situation where both sides now are at loggerheads. And the Speaker, of course, today earlier did try to explain that this is all, is unlinked. The fact that they are asking questions as far as the Parliament security breach is concerned. And then, of course, the fact that, members of Parliament have been suspended.
And this is unprecedented. All right, we've lost Paulami's connection, but what we're seeing right now is unprecedented. The fact that you've got 47 opposition MPs being suspended in this manner, and they're maintaining that we've been suspended merely for asking questions, merely for going ahead and seeking answers from the government. Gaurav Gogoi, one of the suspended opposition MPs, speaking.
संसद चलाने के उद्देश्य से वो सत्ता में नहीं आए हैं. सदन को भंग करने के, पार्लियामेंट प्रक्रिया को भंग करने के लिए, संविधान और लोकतंत्र को तोड़ने के उद्देश्य से आए हैं. सदन चलाने की मंशा उनकी नहीं है. सदन नष्ट करने की उद्देश्य और मंशा से वो आज सत्ता में आए हैं.
Okay, all right. So that's the reaction that's come in from Gaurav Gogoi. You've got, in fact, Adhir Chowdhury, who's the leader of opposition, also being suspended right now, along with a handful, in all 47, if you include the number of MPs who were suspended a few days ago. From then to now, clearly nothing has changed. Neither has the Speaker been able to reach out to the opposition MPs, to the floor leaders in any manner. The opposition also refusing to change their stand, refusing to change their strategy, saying we will continue to protest in the manner that we are till we get answers from the Home Minister. And the government right now has ruled that out, saying the Speaker is in charge of security in Parliament. He is issuing repeated statements, and that should be enough. In fact, this morning, you had the Lok Sabha Speaker also issuing a statement in the Lok Sabha, saying that the probe is underway, enhanced security is being looked into, there should be no politics over this incident. And the moment he spoke about this incident being politicized, you had opposition MPs once again storming the well of the House, at which point Union Parliamentary Affairs Minister Mr. Prahlad Joshi got up and said that it is unacceptable to hold up placards, to hold up hoardings in the House. It's not allowed to be brought inside. And that's why many of these MPs today have been suspended, either for storming the well of the House or for going ahead and holding up these placards. Either way, what we're staring at now is 47 MPs, 46 in Lok Sabha, 1 in the Rajya Sabha, being suspended overall, out of which, of course, there were 14 that happened a few days ago. Today, you've got 33 who've been suspended. So in all of the top leadership of all the, in fact, parties have been suspended from the opposition, of course.